We can't eat at our favorite restaurant. We can't gather with our friends and family. So it has really impacted how we are living. My name is Heather Hall, and I am your mental health clinician for Integrative Healing Center. Let's talk about finding that silver lining and reframe our thoughts about COVID. So what is reframing? It's taking a different perspective, a different look at something from a different angle. So we all know COVID stinks. It's not great. We can't do the things that we used to do. So what can we do instead? What are some ways we can adapt? COVID has increased isolation. We've seen depression rates on the rise, and unfortunately, suicide is on the rise as well. Some people have a lot of fear, confusion, and anger surrounding the pandemic. So one thing we can do is practice radical acceptance. What is radical acceptance? Accepting things for what they are and knowing you cannot change them. So one example is I used to have a long commute to work that was more than an hour. I couldn't change that. So I had to radically accept it and think of ways I could make that ride not so arduous. So I would call people on the phone, I'd listen to my favorite music, and that really helped my perspective. So what can we do now with the pandemic? Limit news. If you need to watch the news, please limit it to 5 minutes or less, or get pertinent news information from loved ones. It has been shown in several studies that the more news you watch, the more depressed you are. The more that we are on Facebook, actually, we can become depressed, because what is Facebook full of? Oh, I did this, I went here, I went on this vacation, I got this new car. So that can increase depression with some of us. We also want to cultivate new hobbies. What is something you used to do when you were a child that was fun? Maybe re-explore that. I used to like doing puzzles when I was younger. And so I thought, hey, I haven't done a puzzle in a long time. I went out and got a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it was really fun. So can you start a new hobby? I also took some knitting classes and learned how to knit. I'd always wanted to do it. Now is the perfect time to explore something that you may find enjoyable. You can also keep in touch with loved ones. My daughter, she's 24, she had me download the House Party app. So that way we can all connect. She lives in Colorado. My son's in the Air Force. We all get on the House Party app and we can all talk. It's a great way to connect while staying safe. I know a lot of people are using Zoom right now. That's another great tool that we can use to maintain our social lives. If you need to wear a mask, design your own. Have a little fun with it, since it's something that we have to do. If you notice heightened anxiety, fear, or feeling of doom, please reach out. We can help. One thing you might want to try is something that we call grounding. A grounding exercise is a way to decrease anxiety. So you want to look around and name 5 things that you see, 4 things that you can feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And that will help to bring us in the here and now, especially if our mind is out there and we're having a lot of stress and anxiety. Get outside for at least 30 minutes every day. You can practice that mindfulness grounding exercise outside. And if you need help with any of these strategies that I've talked about today, please feel free to reach out to Integrative Healing Center.